So I've been looking online and I found some accounts of the black-eyed children. So I'll do my best to read them out. I am a little bit nasal today. Or to put it another way, I've got a load of snot stuck up my uter. Anyway, whatever. So the first one is called Midnight Caller. It almost felt like a dream. I woke up to my dog Lucy barking. She was upright on the bed where my husband and I were sleeping with our 22-month-old daughter. Staring at our door like an unknown stranger was out there, rummaging around. I thought she was just freaking out over house noises. We'd only had her for 3 months, and she was still a puppy. It could have been anything. Our roommate, a creak from the house settling, the awnings moving outside in the breeze. I wasn't too concerned initially. Pardon me. I decided the best bet would be to open the door and show her nothing was there. It sounds a bit silly, but it's what we do with our daughter when she gets scared, and I figured it should work. Sorry. I'm killing the atmosphere here, aren't I? Sorry. It's what we do with our daughter and when she gets scared, and I figured it should work with a puppy too. I opened the door and she raced to the front door. She stood there snarling at the door. It was an angry, violent growl, one I had never heard her make before. I looked groggily at her and opened the baby gate, blocking the doorway, planning to open the door and show her everything was okay. The second my hand reached for the door bolt, Lucy went wild. She started barking and jumping towards me, and when I touched the metal, she suddenly changed her temper. She whimpered and almost like she was afraid, and backing down. As her manner changed, so did mine. I wasn't calm anymore. My heart was racing and sinking at the same time. I had been flooded with a mixture of fear and dread. I looked through the peephole, and I can't explain why I looked, but I did. Outside there were 2 kids. One was a smidgen shorter than me and didn't look much younger younger. I'm 21, and she looked to be 16 or 17. She was slender and pale. Her hair was a light shade of honey blonde, and she wore it long, about mid-back, with long, thin, blunt bangs, and in front, that covered most of her eyes. She wore jeans and a light wash that's popular right now, and a thin-looking, olive-coloured pullover style hoodie. She held itchy nose. She held the hand of a small girl who looked to be around 3 or 4 in the same style, jeans and a button-down ivory cardigan. The smaller one looked at the floor shyly, but had the same shade of hair tied back in a ponytail. She held a stuffed toy under her arm. It was identical to what my daughter has, as was the style of dress. Had it not been for the feeling of overwhelming dread and fear, I probably would have asked these children in and given them some tea or hot chocolate to get them out of the bitter cold. Something about them seemed off. At this point, I hadn't made any noise. I hadn't shushed the dog or grumbled. Nothing. I hadn't turned on the lights. These kids had no indication I was at the door. The older one spoke. She had a voice that was mature, confident, strong, and accentless. She held her head tilted downward, and I couldn't see her eyes. She said, "We have to use your phone." I stood frozen in fear. How did she know I was there? She raised her head to face me directly, and that was when I saw her eyes. There was a reason I couldn't see them through her bangs before. They were black or midnight blue or a dark purple. They were otherworldly. She said, "Our mother is worried." As someone who has always been interested in creepy stories, I knew that this was the second she... I knew what she was the second she looked at me through the door. I've never been one to believe in these things. As a staunch atheist and skeptic, when it comes to the paranormal, I had written off many a ghost story, and from friends and family members eager to tell their tale, I didn't believe it. Still, I couldn't rationalise my way out of this. I was standing with nothing but a thin wooden door between me and a black-eyed kid. There was no questioning what was right in front of me. I did not answer her. Slowly and silently, I backed away from the door. Lucy was still cowering at my ankles. She kept talking. Just let us in, to use your phone. I took another step back, and with that step, the tone changed. At first she seemed polite. When I took the second step back, she became commanding, almost hostile. We're not going to hurt you. If we wanted to do that, we would have broken in. I'll ask again. May we come in and use your phone? Lucy snarled at the door, and I inched backwards, though something inside me seemed to be slowly pulling me back towards the door. It wasn't a physical pulling so much as a subconscious need to go back and let them in. I got to my room, covered up the window, locked the door, and sat there in the dim light of the nightlight. I heard her call back to the door once more, and then quiet. I didn't go back to sleep that night, and I haven't slept right since. I know from reading about them, the Becks, black-eyed kids, can't just come in without permission. I know they haven't hurt anyone, but I still fear I'll be the exception. When I told my husband, he said it was just a dream. He kept telling me to forget it, but this lingering feeling of sadness, this dread when the house is silent at night, this fear of a knock at the door, this tells me otherwise. Okay, so, I can't show you that. Buzz encounter. Actually, I'm going to leave it there because I've got a really snotty nose and it's bothering me. I might come back to that and do another video on it, but tell me what you think of it anyway. I've not done videos like this really properly. I've done one or two, but ages ago. Do you think I should do more videos like this? If you think I should, tell me in the comment section and I'll consider doing it. I probably will actually, because it's easy for me. All I'm doing is reading something out, and I can go and see if I can find any interesting stories like that. But like I said, let me know in the comment section. But if you got this far, thanks for watching, and bye for now. Bye.